Oh, hi there, everybody! It's the moment that we have been hyping up for at least 2 or 3 weeks now, and I know at least one of
Doug
you.
takes it all off.
Oh my! That's oh God, Doug, you can't do that on the
What was that? I
internet.
didn't say. I always have that. Well, at least it didn't go like this.
Wait,
Oh my God!
Wait, that is what we were hyping, right? There's
No, it was me dressing up like Poison Ivy again.
Oh my gosh! Mature content, Waveflow, 1000%.
I think
Mature
you mean
content.
I think you mean immature content.
1000%, apparently. Anyway, yes, welcome to the Studio Ghibli tier list. I know people have been waiting for this, and I know at least one of you has been doing a movie marathon of all of them, myself included. I've been trying to make sure I've seen all of them. Spoiler alert, I still did not see all of them.
Spoiler alert, I didn't try to see all of them, and yeah, I was going to make a joke, and I have seen all of them. I have not. There's like 2 or 3 I have not seen, but most, definitely, overwhelmingly, the majority, the ones most of you have seen.
I did not catch up at all, and I'm only missing, I think, 2, so I think I'm in the lead.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm behind by 3.
Yeah. I think you're.
But still, they have so many movies. What, in the tens? Maybe?
Not too many, but we still, we'll still have a good time here tonight. Before we get started, though, I have a couple of disclaimers, okay, chat? This is disclaimers for not just us, but for you as well, all right? First disclaimer that we're gonna have to keep touting on. We have to do this on a bell curve, all right? Everything can't be an S and an A. I'm so sorry. Your favorite may end up in
a bad Ghibli movie. So that's the thing. I have not seen a bad Ghibli movie. So if I say something's like in a C or a D, that's on the curve of only these movies, because none of them are bad, in my opinion.
Right. So all of this is on a relative curve, okay? Internet, I'm looking at you. Don't take this to be some kind of literal crazy thing. Like, we only have so much. We can't put everything in S&A. We just can't do it. I'm so sorry. Second disclaimer, I do have the bit minimum set at 300 because when we do these types of streams, these tier lists, we don't have a ton of time to answer all of your questions in depth, and in fact we may not even get to every single question or comment. With that in mind too, keep in mind that there is a delay between when we're going to read stuff. So like, if you're making a comment about something that we said, it may not be read for another 40 minutes. We may not have the context, or it may not even be relevant anymore. You know what I mean? So just be weary of that before you start giving bits here. And the last caveat, disclaimer, whatever, that I have here is, chat, listen to me, okay? Look me in the eyes, and you have to be okay with this. I lived in Japan for a year. I have heard Japanese people say Ghibli and Japanese people say Ghibli, okay? I looked it up. Ghibli is technically what Miyazaki says most of the time, but it comes from the Italian word, which is Ghibli. We are accepting both pronunciations. I don't need you to actually either of us in the chat. We are accepting both Ghibli and Ghibli. I'm sorry if that annoys you, but we will be using them interchangeably, okay?
I say Ghibli.
I say Ghibli. But Doug was born in Italy, so he has that excuse.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. That's that, okay?
That is a good thing to bring up.
Yes, because I've said it both ways in the past too, and people in chat have been like, actually, and it's like, listen, I lived in Japan for a year, and I've heard Japanese people say both, so you can't actually, when I've lived there. I've experienced it. I've been to the museum.
Can we actually, because it's just a different way of saying it, like you're saying Ghibli and Ghibli. So I think we should be able to do that.
Tug, I swear to
you're
God.
saying it wrong.
I swear to God.
Can we pronounce it phonetically? Can we pronounce it phonetically? Ghibli.
With the H. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Or-
enraging.
Or do it like with the WH. Ghibli.
That's enraging. Don't.
Like,
Anyway, really quickly before we jump in here, let me get to a couple of these bits and I almost said super chats, subscriptions. I know, guys, thank you for the 63-month subscription. What will you review this week, Bad Guys 2 or Naked Gun?
I think Naked Gun. I'm more interested in that.
I am morbidly curious about that.
Yeah, Bad Guys 2, I feel like if it's good or bad, it'll be all right, good, or bad. Where Naked Gun, I feel like it's either going to be pretty good or just awful. And I am way too curious.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for that 50-month subscription. 50 months, woohoo! It's been a while, but I hope everyone is doing well. Also, tomorrow is my dad's birthday. I'm ready to help with this tier list. I hope Kiki is at the top like an S or an A. It's an S tier for me. Well,
I mean, let's get to it when we... I thought you were saying that, Heather. I was like, let's wait. Oh, you're still reading the...
I was reading the message. Yes.
And happy birthday to your dad.
Kiki's not even the first one here.
Happy birthday.
Noff, thank you for the 71-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that.
Oh,
Hello, my beautiful CA people. I've made it through the agonizing turmoil that was my sister's wedding, and I'm so pumped to tier into the Studio Ghibli list, y'all.
Nice.
Hooray.
At Movies, thank you for the 300 bits. You guys did a fast food tier list. Have you thought about doing one for snack food brands? That was a little
Walter
too
would
broad.
kill us.
Yeah,
Well, he should show up to it.
We barely made it through without Walter just like promising death upon all of our heads.
He went more nostalgia correct than I did.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Doug and Rob, which Spielberg protagonist do you like more, Brody from Jaws or Grant from Jurassic Park?
Brody.
Yeah, me too.
Don't get me wrong. I love Sam Neill. It's just the way the character is written. There's not a whole lot there. Like, it's like the whole thing is like, will he want to conceive? That's like the big part for him.
Brody's more grown up. A lot of things about that movie, even though it's about a giant killer shark, are a lot more grown up. But I mean,
I do like Alan Grant as a character though. But if you ask which I think is kind of the better character, Brody.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Question for Rob. Have you watched Sonic the Hedgehog 3? And if so, what do you think? I'm especially curious what your thought of Jim Carrey's dual performance.
I haven't gotten to it yet. I gotta sit down and stream that at some point. I'm not actively avoiding it. I just somehow missed it in the theater and I'm like, I keep forgetting, oh yeah, I should just sit down and watch it, but I'll get to it.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 300 bits. Hello, Spirited Dugaway, My Neighbor Totoro, and Whisper of the Heather.
Totoro.
I love that. All right, let's do a couple of these before we get to more of the bit messages here. All right.
Couldn't even go with Princess Duganoke.
Ooh, Princess Duganoke. That's a fun one for sure. All right, the very first one that we're going to put up here that might help us decide where the rest of them go. Nausicaa.
D.
F.
Wait, are you guys serious?
No.
Oh my god! I was like, hold on!
She doesn't wear any pants. At least in the version I saw.
He always was wearing pants, you dumb.
I know. I just wanted to say in the version we had, it was some sort of weird DVD copy where the color was a little off, and it always looked like she had no pants. And we're just like, but they're just the color, yeah.
He always had beige-colored pants or breeches, as somebody's saying. But Doug was just like, I can see she's naked, and I'm like, one, why are you keep on staring there? Then
she's literally on this glider with her legs out like this. She can't look anywhere else. But no, that was just a funny thing. Also, I want to make sure there's no F on this tier, correct?
No, I got rid of the F because we're already dealing with the bell curve.
I mean,
I thought the pin images was hiding an F. So okay,
no, there is no F. I deleted it.
That probably is smart because I really can't think of any that I give an F to anyway.
I really like Nausicaa. Like, I'd be tempted to put it in an S, but I don't know. Like it's with the rest of this list here, though. I could settle maybe for an A, but like Nausicaä is actually one of my favorites.
I would probably say A. Again, there are other Ghibli films that are stronger, but the fact that this is,
It was the
you know,
first. It was all hand drawn. Like I got the book, The Art of Nausicaä, and really the effects they did for it. Like it's just fascinating. Like when you look back and just like, yeah, this is. It's almost like Don Bluth, where it feels like almost like a garage production, like
it,
Secret of Nim, and it came out so good.
it's almost, you know what? It's like almost this huge, epic, perfect movie, and it's always hard to explain. Something kind of holds it back, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Even though it is very big, and what it's saying is very cool, and it's saying it in such a cool way, and everything.
It also laid
Maybe
down all the archetypes and tropes.
yes.
Like every single thing we associate with Ghibli, like it really starts in Nausicaa, much more than Cagliostro,
Mhm.
the Lupin movie.
Which is not on this list, by the way.
Yeah,
I guess Ghibli
that's
wasn't.
not.
I
Yeah.
guess Ghibli wasn't a thing yet. Was that it?
Yeah, I don't even know if it was technically a thing for Nausicaa, but like, come on now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so that's the funny thing is like, yeah, I would have put Lupin on this list because Nausicaa. I think Totoro's the first time they had like the Ghibli.
Name.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But well, okay. Real quick, Lupin, I probably give an A too. A or B.
yeah,
So
I give
just
that an A. I maybe even almost a B. Like it feels more like a Miyazaki movie than it ever does a Lupin project. And I really
yeah.
do love Lupin the Third. And I'm just like, well, this is like what if Walt Disney made Lupin the Third? It's
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think now that I'm thinking of Nausicaa and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I probably give Lupin a B and then Nausicaa an A.
I can definitely agree with Nausicaa in an A, you know.
Mhm.
Like,
I'll say S, but I'm overruled. So
yeah. Yeah, like it's a great movie, but again, I just feel like there's others that I respect a little bit more than it, but god, it is so good.
It is really good. Do you know what I'm talking about with like
The pants?
some no
Oh, God.
that something is missing to keep it like just a huge epic movie. Like Mononoke, has some things in it that like, okay, I could trim that, whatever, but it's a big epic movie. And this one, it is big. And I'm invested in it. I like the characters, but there's some sort of epic quality that's missing about it. Maybe there's a risk factor that's missing.
Hmm.
Maybe I don't know.
no,
But
there's risk factors. Like
maybe you're right.
there's an entire swarm of the open. Well, I probably shouldn't give spoilers, but like character closer gets offed almost immediately in the
Yeah.
movie. Like, yeah, I now there's risk factors. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I will say it is one of the most deliberately paced of the Miyazaki-led films, where it is just
Hmm.
like there are moments where it is just going at a very deliberate pace.
And I like that, honestly. I like it does take its time. And it will let
But
you kind of hear about the strategies and the
now
world and what they're doing to get around stuff. They don't always have to fight. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's
I
like
like the world. I like the world building. I love the ohm, the bugs, the environmental message. I thought was woven in very beautifully. I love her love of bugs, which is how it started. Miyazaki said he was reading about a real Japanese princess who was very fascinated with bugs. She was like the emperor's daughter or something. And then he conflated that with the Greek character Nausicaa. So I don't know. I really like it. She's one of my favorite of the Miyazaki heroines too.
mhm. She is really good.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's you know what it is when it gets to that last without going to spoiler, like the imagery at the end, that shiny golden imagery. It's like, wow, it's so mind blowing. There is something where I'm like, I feel like I should be crying at this, and I'm not. You know what I mean? Like there's just one missing element. It's hard to say exactly what it is, but everything else, like it kind of checks every box for like a really good like fantasy and
I
epic
don't know.
and
I
good
get pretty.
characters,
I
good
mean,
strategy.
I don't know if I cry, but I get pretty upset when they basically torture the hell out of that bug to get it to lure all the other bugs out of anger, and like
Hmm.
she's like freaking out about it. I was like the performance and really both the dub and the sub.
Hmm.
I thought was really affecting. So I don't know, like it's always been one of my favorites. I also have the manga too.
Love the manga.
Yeah, the manga is really good. It expands on everything. I don't know. I would give it an S, but
And we probably got a few levels out of Super Metroid out of it too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think it was definitely Aliens and Nausicaä. I think were all influences on Metroid.
All right. Let's move on to Castle in the Sky.
Man,
that's a rough one.
Yeah, it's all like A or S, A or S.
I'm gonna say I really, really like it, and the first time I saw it, for a while I would say it was really in the very top for me, but I think as time has gone on, for me it's like in this list, like a B.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't know what am I supposed to do? We have to grade it on the.
You're right on the curve.
Well, Heather, I'm
my
giving it an A. Yeah,
my favorite thing about it is when they find the castle in the sky. But the thing is, he did that same kind of feeling, that kind of loneliness, and this kind of like he did the same thing in Spirited Away, and I thought it was just as good there. So even though I love that scene with the robot, and I'm like, oh, this is tending to the birds and this and that, like it's gorgeous and I love it. But the rest of it, like the basic plot is kind of stock, particularly after like Nausicaä, because it's like the villains is like, I want the magic jewel, and he's just chasing after this girl, and it's I don't know, compared to some of the other ones, it feels a little more just kind of like stock story to me. Again, on the grade, because I still think it's an amazing movie.
For me, even though I agree with you, I would raise it up to an A because it is definitely where where Nausicaa definitely feels like action fantasy. This feels like adventure fantasy. I mean, this is like planes flying. I always think of that chase where, what was it, on the railroad or whatever that was, and the bridge is collapsing, and it all looks very old-timey. And I just think of a very simple villain, you're right, and a magic little jewel. And I just think of like adventure. When I think of like an adventure, like a Tailspin, I think of Tailspin when I think of this movie.
I think my biggest issue is I just don't. The characters are fine. I don't like them as much as some of the like Patsu and Cheetah. Like I love
fine. Who's the Cloris Leachman lady, the pirate queen?
Yeah, I like her. The villain, like
so
I mean, Mark Hamill in the dub plays him, and it's like still, even with Mark Hamill, feels like kind of the most stock generic villain with that stock Miyazaki kind of villain look, where it really does feel like something out of like early '80s anime.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but that's the one thing it did give us is Patsu. Like, I love the constant.
I don't mind the characters being a little, even though they're good, the main two being a touch bland, because again, I think they are supposed to be blank slates. I think kids are supposed to imagine themselves in those roles going on these adventures. And again, because the world and the adventure element, the animation around it is just so good. And I did get into it quite a bit. But yeah, I wouldn't say S tier, but I'd say A.
To nobody's surprise, this is an S for me. I adore Castle in the Sky. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. But to your point, Doug, I think I saw it at a perfect age where I was like, I could be like the princess, on this grand adventure, and there's a castle in the sky and a robot. And you know how much I freaking love robots. Give me a robot that tends to birds. Gosh darn it.
Well, you know that thing was...
That's the best scene in the movie. Like that there, I was like, I would put it an S just for that, but I'm being forced. So
I don't know, that chase on the train and everything. It wasn't the minecart or whatever. That was really impressive.
It's a very good adventure.
Gorgeous.
The characters to me just seem a little more flat and maybe a little less nuanced than some of the others. I think the other thing, and this may only apply to me, is I've seen, I'm trying to remember what the hell the show was called. I want to say it was called Future Boy Conan. It was an anime, and it's something that Miyazaki worked on extensively, like well before Ghibli. And if you watch it, you will be like, "Oh, it's Castle in the
very
Sky."
similar.
It
Yeah,
is
it's like Castle in the Sky, the show.
And the weird thing about it is, I kind of liked Future Boy Conan a little better. For one thing, it was a show, so it could take its time much more. But so when I see Castle in the Sky now, I just keep thinking of like, yeah, I kind of want to watch Future Boy Conan again. But again, like,
I have that
Castle in the Sky is a great movie. I'm not dissing it. So.
It's funny. I have that on Blu-ray. It's because we watched we watched it online, like Japanese copies that just people had, way back in the day. On Blu-ray, it's an entirely different show, and you're right, it is a lot like Castle in the Sky. It almost looks like Castle in the Sky. I still have
a carbon. Yeah, the girl's like a carbon copy. It's the same plot. Boy, girl has to go on adventure. Big weapons.
Little flying devices. Yeah.
Flying devices.
Goofy grown-ups. Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it too, but I don't know. Castle in the Sky is a great movie, and everybody should see it. But if you're asking me to rank them against this one, I would say B.
Well, we have an S, an A, and a B, so it feels like it just settles into A then.
No, sounds good. Well, I'm happy.
Yeah, great. All right, on to Totoro.
All right.
I'm gonna get my ass.
I'll let you go first, Rob. Which letter are you leaning towards?
The silence is deafening right now.
It is, because I know a lot of people love this film.
I'll go B.
All right, that's the highest I can go, is a B. I
could almost go C.
Wow.
Great movie.
On the curve.
But in this curve, there's so many that I like way more than Totoro.
I like that this film, that a lot of people gravitate towards it, is a slower film, and there's not a lot that happens in it, and it is taking in the environment and these people, and there's not a villain, there's not any kind of crazy, action or explosions or anything like that. I love all that. But man, I do not put this on much at all. If I ever do, it's mainly to take in the environment, the backgrounds. And again, I love that something like this, not only a lot of people love, but kids love. I think that's fantastic. I think it does capture,
and I am just not on the movie's wavelength. And there's nothing wrong with the movie for that. I'm just, it feels like it's made for 5-year-olds as a really charming thing, and that's absolutely fine. And I think it's an amazing movie, and it is great. But like, if you're asking me what I would watch in this list more, I'm like, I think I've seen Totoro maybe 3 times altogether, and
I think I have too. Yeah,
a lot more than that.
I probably would put it at an A, but we've got a B and a B because we're not going lower than a B. Gosh darn it! So I'll accept the B and we'll move on.
Well, hold on, real quick. I do want to know why do you think A tier in particular?
Well, I think I was just a really good age when I saw it, and I'm just really captivated by the visuals. As much as you guys are like, oh, this is probably the one I've watched the least, this is probably the one that I've watched, I don't want to say the most, but it's up there for a number of times that I've watched it, just because it's a great one too that I've introduced my nieces and nephews to, like when they are around like 4 or 5 years old, and they just sit there captivated, and then we're like, great, if you like this, we've got a whole bunch of other movies to show you, kid.
And that, I mean, I really legit mean this. That is thrilling to hear that kids get into something that is like this slow.
I don't disagree with that at all. I think I'll say what it is. I honestly think, and like, there's a number of movies like this, I think Totoro defies any sort of grade. It's really just an experience. And if it's an experience you really like, fantastic. I wasn't on the wavelength. I was like, I saw it well after the fact. I think I was like in college, and I liked it. Absolutely, I liked it. But I think both Doug and I, like, we watched it together, and we were just like, yeah, no, that was good. Like, we liked it, but I've never gone back to it much.
All right. Next is Grave of the Fireflies.
C. No.
C for dead.
I mean, it's clearly an S tier for me.
Easy S.
Not only
ever want to see it again, but easy S.
I'm the opposite. I watched it a couple times because I think the first time I saw it when I was in high school, and I did not know what I was gonna get. I thought I was gonna get the equivalent of like Saving Private Ryan in anime form, which is not to say I thought people were gonna be shooting at each other or anything, but I thought it was gonna be the war is hell or Platoon or something like that. Just it's all the pain, the suffering people go through, and it's kind of that too, but it really is this very heartbreaking kind of coming of age story, about this person doing something that I think my teen brain couldn't even comprehend exactly what was going on. I'm like, well, doesn't this kid just do this? Why doesn't this kid go? I mean, they're telling him to do this and everything, and that's
Where do you
the
get work
point
in a
of the movie.
crumbled economy?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things where it's like it shows them suffering, but it also shows kind of the pride issue too, and it's kind of a mix of the two, and it is very heartbreaking to watch. So I think the first time I saw it, I definitely liked it, but I'm not sure I fully followed it, and it is a film where as I got older, it resonates more and more. Again, especially looking back at that age, and imagine, God, what the hell would I be doing, if all that was going on, I was that age.
I watched it. I think I've seen it probably like maybe 8 times altogether. Probably.
That's a lot. You're like, I'll never see it again. I always saw it 8 times.
No, I'm joking when I say that. Like, I never want to see it again, but I will. But it is one of those where it's like I can only watch it maybe once every 5 years.
That's so fair.
Like it puts you in a funk for a couple weeks. Just walk around like, oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I mean the thing about it is it opens like, and there's no spoilers here. It's the
I
first
mean, it literally opens
10 seconds. It opens with a child who is starved to death, meeting a ghost of another child who is starved to death, and they walk off together. And that is the highlight of the movie. It is all downhill from there. Like the story just gets worse. So that's the happy part of the film. So yeah, it's a tough sit, but I easy S. I think it's Takahata's most effective film.
Yeah.
Just rough. I also think it's like I don't think he intended to quote unquote make an anti-war movie. But I think by default it is an anti-war movie. It stays like kind of apolitical, but by just showing it unvarnished, like, well, this is what happened. It becomes quite an anti-war movie to me.
Well, especially with the stubbornness of the kid, especially when he finds out they lie. What do you mean we lie? What do you mean we lie? And I think that just so plays into what he's going through and the choices he's making as well. And I think you can read a lot into that.
The collapse of the family unit, like the aunt who just is like, I got my own kids. Like there's no kind of Confucian ideal here of, oh, everybody band together. It's becoming an everyone for themselves as that war is drawn to a close. And like you can just see like everything just breaking apart at the seams. And even the opening where like they just kind of cast aside, the kids' corpses there. It's like, ugh, awful. Oh well. Like they're just so indifferent. They're just disgusted and nothing more. Like you can just see that entire society just, at the breaking point as the war is drawn to a close. So there's a lot that film has to say.
Right. Yeah. It's just a really effective movie. Okay, this is going to sound bad, but it's not bad. Okay. I had some of my students watch it the first 2 years I was teaching, because my 8th graders used to have to watch Boy in the Striped Pajamas. It was like, required that you watch a World War II movie. And so they all took them to the...
Nostalgia Critic review.
Grave of the Fireflies is better.
Yeah, to the auditorium, and they watched The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, but there was a couple of parents who were like, I don't want my kid watching that. I don't want my kid watching that. And I was like, I mean, I would stay behind with some of them who didn't want to watch Boy with Striped Pajamas, and we could watch Grave of the Fireflies. That's another depressing World War II movie. And the parents were like, it's a cartoon. Sure.
Yep. I literally,
oh my God.
No joke, at the library, I saw this next to Garfield and Friends. And it was for free, and cartoon, sure. I was just like, oh man, I would love to see a mother rent their
don't you remember that scene where the little girl was like, I hate Mondays, and she was
yeah, so I did. I mean, it was definitely an experience to see, because I mean they're 13, 14 years old. They were fine. But like I saw this movie when I was like 13, 14 years old. They were fine, but it was an experience to watch it with the kiddos for sure. All right, we're on to Kiki.
S.
All right. Yeah, this is totally mostly a personal thing, but I mean S. This is more what I think this is to me what Totoro is to everybody else. This is the slower movie where just the environment I like a lot more. I like that village. I like this idea. I like this world where witches just exist, and I like learning about it and, coming of age and what's the rules of it and how everybody reacts to them. And it's not like people are shouting, "What's that? We've never seen a witch." It's like, no, they all kind of know how this works, but still kind of neat. But they'll also kind of just see her and she's like, "Hi, I'm Kiki. I'm a witch," blah, blah, and they'll just keep walking. Like, it is so well defined in this world. I just want to know everything about it. And she's so likable. And the boy, the little geeky boy with all the aviation stuff, he's likable. The people she stays with are like, I mean, these characters are just so stupidly enjoyable to watch. And it's very relatable too. When she, is starting to lose her powers, or I still just feel bummed every single time she makes that fish casserole thing, whatever that was, that fish pie thing.
Yeah, that little snit. Just like, never nasty fish pies. That is so true, by the way. Just kids getting stuff from old people. It's like,
But I mean, just everything building up to that. And I just love it because that felt so much like something that would happen in childhood. Just sort of a bummer thing happened, but it's not anything that big. It's not, I mean, the grandma's not even going to find out, but it's just kind of a bummer thing, and you don't know what to do with that emotion. And just there's so many moments like that in this. And
it is a movie that has so many life lessons in it.
And they feel so real and natural.
Yeah, particularly about growing up, about aging, not just the young, but the old. Customer service, the way that, the customer is always right. And like, what an awful and grateful child getting that, gift. And then Kiki, basically ran through the rain and got a cold from that. Striking it out on your own. The awkwardness of first love, the not feeling like you're part of somebody's friends group. I got a friend who always said, "Well, Kiki's just always rude to the boy, and therefore I don't like this movie." I'm like, you're missing the point. She's completely socially awkward, and she knows that his friends are kind of like half making fun of her, and it really bugs her. She doesn't know how to deal with any of these emotions. So I don't know. It's an amazing movie. It was the first movie my wife and I saw. We did a date night at home, and she hadn't seen anime. She hadn't seen any Miyazaki. I showed her that. It's her favorite movie. It became kind of our kind of date movie. And now I've got a house just filled with Kiki stuff because everybody knows this. And my wife and I can't say no if somebody gives us something. So plus Phil Hartman as a cat in the dub. Come on.
I can agree with it being in an S. That's all. I have nothing more to add. You all said it.
The only thing, because we just saw this on the big screen recently, the only thing, the climax I remember kind of being, it's a little much, but okay, it's fine. The one thing where I'm like, they should have hammered that in better is that the guy working at the bread shop is married to the lady who owns it. That's the only thing that every time I watch, I'm like, oh, they're married? I always forget about that. They just do not. It's maybe because he never talks, and she actually doesn't talk to him that much.
The first time I saw the movie, I just thought she's a baker. I just said, oh, she's fat. She's a baker. There's a lot of bread there. They had not mentioned earlier that she was pregnant.
I didn't think that. Come on.
I did. The first time I saw the movie, and eventually she just mentioned, I'm like, oh, I just thought that was the character design.
When you said he had a bun in the oven, I thought it was literally a bun in the oven.
All right, moving on to Only Yesterday.
Man, I know we said we wouldn't do this, but it's S. It's S again. Yeah.
I just saw it for the first time this weekend, and oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Emotionally and visually, just gorgeous. I don't even know how else to put it. It so encapsulates this these feelings of almost, I don't want to call it ennui, but like I don't even know what to call it, but oh my gosh, it's fantastic. It was probably the best one I watched this weekend.
I honestly like that one is hands down my favorite Takahata movie. Or even the Fireflies, like it's a really good movie, but it's just like only yesterday. It's just like, well, I could watch that one multiple times. Grave of the Fireflies, I have to be in a mood.
Well, I think just the way, I mean, first of all, they capture, like you said, nostalgia.
Yeah.
And, being an adult looking back on nostalgia and these memories so well, but they also capture, like, I feel like movies where you look back on something, especially if it's an adult looking back, they always romanticize a little too much. Which, yes, that's part of it. But this one, it's like it is romanticized, but not nearly as much as other movies do it. There's still that
It's
realism where it's like,
romanticized.
man, it feels like this really happened, and they really said these things, and these were the
It's
emotions they were
romanticized
feeling at the
as
time.
a dream, right down to the way
Mhm.
that he uses watercolors and lets the edges bleed out into white whenever there's a
Yeah.
flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think he did again in Princess
Kaguya.
Kaguya.
Mm-hmm.
Kaguya. Thank you. In Princess Kaguya, um, and it's like it's only slightly romanticized, but like what happens back then isn't so much romanticized. Like it's just straight up. Like the father, like who's seems overall nice, but like when the girl steps too far, like there's some corporal punishment. The sex ed class, her wanting to become like a movie star, and the dad's just like no. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I was on his side actually.
The other
But
thing too is that when a lot of movies do this thing where there's a lot of films and even stories that have grown-ups talking to their younger selves. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty common. With this one, I can't remember if there are conversations or not, but there's definitely more of like the younger selves are there, the past, but they're not necessarily talking. They're kind of pushing or they're following. They're kind of directing her a certain way, and that feels much more real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though they're not, obviously, we don't have
I
our younger
always
selves with them and stuff, but it's more like a feeling. Something's just kind of pulling you a certain direction because of what you were raised with and because
I
of the
always said
memories you have.
they're haunting her is what it
Mm.
is. It just feels like a ghost, not like they're always malevolent ghosts, but that
Yeah, I was gonna say
they're
not
kind
even
of
haunting in a bad way, but yeah, they're still there.
but the memory she has of the one kid, I won't give it away, but like that happens too when you hit a certain age and you just unlock old memories and they kind of haunt you, just like wow, I was a douchebag there, or wow, that was a
Mm.
sad memory, or this and that, and it's got that weird feeling like just being startled by a ghost.
Mm.
And one of the best endings in a movie ever. Like
Stay
everything
through the
happened.
credits.
Yes.
Yeah,
This isn't
just
like
If
a
you're
Marvel
watching
end
it,
credit
end
scene.
credits.
It's literally a different movie if you skip the credits.
if you're watching it on HBO Max, because I was watching it on HBO Max this weekend, it will like do the small picture-in-picture thing before you've really seen the ending. Click on it. Keep clicking on it and keep watching for you to actually get the ending of the movie.
Yeah, it might be like next to Kiki my favorite Ghibli movie. Like that's how much I like it. It's a spectacular movie. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. Also, be prepared to learn a lot about Japanese farming. That may be the only time is definitely farming informational heavy.
All right, moving on to Porco Rosso. It's been like decades since I've seen this, so I don't feel like I can really jump too much in it.
I say like a B. It's another like
Yeah.
it's a solid, good film. It's well made.
I really love the hell out of it, but like again, if we're grading in this, I
Yeah,
would go
compared to
B.
everything else. The personalities are good. It definitely has the adventure element, but it's a little bit more. It's not quite like Castle in the Sky. There are a few more just conversations, and even though it stars a pig, you think that'd be more silly, goofy, child friendly stuff. But no, there's definitely more stuff of like this is something he just has to live with. Again, this is something you can just do in a Miyazaki, a Ghibli
I
movie.
like I like the movie most of all for its setting. I like the Italian setting, the Mediterranean there. I like the little island with the bar on it. I like the plains. I like that's the thing I like the most. My favorite scene is also when he gets the curse originally and how he gets it and the vision he sees up in the sky, which I thought was very cool and very haunting. And then you are kind of like, well, and he turns into a pig. So it feels a little weird. But yeah, and I will say, like, good, decent dub. Michael Keaton's in the dub.
Yeah, that's
it's
a
pretty
perfect
good.
choice.
You both said B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one I haven't seen either, Ocean Waves.
I haven't. I thought it was the music video that they did years ago, so I completely I skipped this one accidentally.
I've seen it.
Where'd you put it?
Yeah, it's just you, Rob. It's all you on this one.
I don't know if this movie has a fan base. I honestly, in this list, I thought it was a good movie. I would probably put it in C.
Okay.
It was one of those. It was a high school kind of thing, and I remember watching it. I was like, oh, that was nice. And I've only seen it maybe twice, and I've never really gone back to it. It was like, I think it was a TV movie too, which may not have helped, because it had that more of a TV movie vibe. The budget maybe felt a little cheaper or something. So yeah, I would say C.
Hey, moving on to Pom Poko. I just finished this one this morning, literally.
Now, did you see the American dub or did you see the original Japanese sub?
I did the dub because I was folding laundry, so I couldn't read the
Oh, the
subs.
Japanese did not. The Japanese has original Tanuki mythos. So
It didn't mince words.
Yeah, when you're sitting on me, that's not what he said in the Japanese version. He literally was just like, "It's my balls," and then it'll shrink back into him. Yeah, that carpet they're sitting on in that one scene, and I'm like, I know about like what Tanuki can do and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and if you don't know what they can do, think Super Mario Brothers 3, the Tanuki suit.
Yep.
But
just with balls.
Yeah. So it's fine in the Japanese context, but when they were coming out with the dub, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see.
Yeah, remember we were like,
this.
how are they going to get around this? Because they literally just say over there, my privates, my balls. I mean, they attack people with these things.
They sure do.
Yeah, so in the dub, they change it to, was it my Tanuki pouch or my raccoon
Yeah, their pouch. Yeah, the raccoon
Their
pouch.
It's
Yeah.
like, which honestly is not a bad workaround.
No.
I don't know how else you can do that.
I would have said
American audience.
sack, but okay, I guess.
But I do like it quite a bit. It is
It's
one that
very
I look
good.
back on really fondly. But again, I probably say B. It's one of those. Good.
Hilariously, I probably would go with C.
Yeah,
but
Lord.
again, in this list,
Right.
I think Pom Poko it's a lot of fun. It's really good. I honestly, the animation, I think it's only okay. They look a little too much like Care Bears to me. The Tanuki do, but I like the environmental message, but it's definitely way more heavy-handed than a typical Miyazaki.
They literally look to the camera and they say the message. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
at the very end of the movie, they're like, "Hey, audience."
Yeah.
Are
I
we
had
talking
to
about
Pom Poko.
Oh, yeah.
Pom Poko.
Pom Poko.
Oh, you came in just the right time.
Yeah, I
Yes,
literally
I
had to
did.
rewind it because I thought I missed something. Because I was, like I said, I was folding laundry while I was watching it. I thought I missed something when all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the Tanuki's talking to me? He's addressing the audience? Did I miss something? And I'm like, no, he literally just turns and goes, oh, hello.
I love I don't know. I think there's something charming in the camp of breaking the fourth wall. Like, it's campy, but it's kind of cute. You know, it's like they're really serious about this message. Like, I know like over in Japan they take environmentalism pretty seriously.
Yeah, and so does
And,
Miyazaki for
Except when
sure.
it comes
And
to
Miyazaki.
packaging.
Yeah. I don't know. And, you know, they use the lore, the Japanese lore of Tanuki.
Mhm.
It was interesting. It was like I don't know, as a person like looking on the outside, you know, on the outside of Japanese culture, I felt like I was learning while I was watching. And so, like, I guess when did this film come out?
Goodness, I don't even know.
Early 90s?
Early 90s? Very early
Early
90s,
90s?
maybe?
Yeah.
What makes me want to put in a B over a C is that if it was just one or two
94
of
says
these.
chat. Sorry, go ahead.
Gotcha. If it was just one or two of these Tanukis and the rest of the people were just that, they were humans, they were people, I probably agree with you. But it's because we really get to know this community and these creatures and how they work and what's important to them and their quirks, what they take seriously, what they don't take seriously. And that's just not something I usually see in a Ghibli film. And it's not something I usually see in like a lot of films like this. So I think just the choice to really throw us in this world, these are the main characters, this is the main environment, the people are the outsiders, that sucked me into it a lot more and made it more interesting. So yeah, I probably keep it at a B for me.
Okay, so we
Hey,
have.
I love the movie. Like, again, this is just within this list. Like, I would tell anybody to go see it. It's really charming and a really delightful movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Against this set, I would say probably C.
Yes, we are grading on a curve, Malcolm. Just so you know, because
Oh,
not
okay.
everything can be an S and an A. You know.
Right, right. I'd put it in a B for similar reasons, because of the concept. Like they're telling the story through the eyes of these mystical tanuki and relating it to kind of, the Japanese history and their environmental situation that they were dealing with at the time. I thought it was cool. I thought it was unique, fun. And then the English dub has Mr. Krabs. So I,
Thank God
anything
of them
less-
head crabs while all that was going on.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, so we've
That's
got
me, boy.
we've got a B. B. Rob, are you settling on a C?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be B, but that's just my opinion.
Is it? I'm gonna say C. I thought it was altogether too long as well. I was like, this is just so
It's a
long.
lengthy.
I can see that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I can understand
gosh.
that. I do understand that.
It is just
long.
altogether too long. But like
I
it's
did-
not bad. It's charming. But I'm like, geez,
Yeah,
okay,
I
we're
would
still
recommend it to anybody. But
Oh,
yeah.
right. Again, we're
It-
grading on the curve. So
Yeah. I see what you mean by that. I can totally understand that. Are we gonna have to put it to vote then?
we're gonna
Or-
have to put it to
so.
a chat vote then. Okay, chat, you're gonna get to decide if Pom Poko is going in B or C, okay? I'm putting the
B for balls.
B for
right.
balls. So much scrotum.
Yeah. Hey, that's in like
Hey,
every
speaking-
Miyazaki like film. I feel like there's some
Don't go.
mystical scrotum. Oh, go ahead.
Don't go B for
Oh.
balls. Go C for cojones.
Come on, B for balls, chat.
Or C for see my balls.
If you are looking for the poll, it is above the chat. Don't just type in chat B, C, whatever. It's above. So make sure you vote there. I see we have 10 votes, but there's 81 people watching. So get to it. I made the poll for only 2 minutes just to account for delay as well, so it wasn't just blink and you miss it. So it's 2 minutes that the poll's going to be up there. So there you go. Why don't we actually get a couple of these bit messages out while the poll is running
good.
through? At Movies, thank you for the 300 bits. Knock, knock. Who's there? That depends on what you say. I say you're full of shit, Knox. That hit Doug.
It just took me a minute.
Oh, and you can quote me on that, Knox.
It's the because obviously I'm thinking it with the X, but then when I think it with the S, I'm like, no, okay, that took some thought. I like that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Rob, it has been announced there will be a new Steven Universe show. It will be a space adventure spinoff starring Lars. Do you think you check it out?
Yeah, maybe. I would certainly probably check out the first few episodes. I don't know, I'm getting old. Like the time I have to just sit and watch an entire show.
It's tricky.
I mostly watch things with my wife now, and like I don't know if that's something she'd be into, but yeah, no, I'll definitely check out a few episodes.
Invader Zim, thank you for the 300 bits. Heather, do you think Slytherin is the evil house, or are they misunderstood in the books? They're not evil, they're ambitious. That's their main thing. My husband's a Slytherin, okay? Wow, we're millennials. That's why.
Snake.
They're ambitious.
Maybe they shouldn't call themselves Slytherin then.
Were they slither around?
All right, Pom Poko did end up in C. Chat has voted and put it in the C. So
Chat had the cojones.
they did. They sure did.
For can't believe it.
All right,
Wow.
moving to Whisper of the Heart.
Yes.
I don't know if I saw that one, Whisper of the Heart.
It's really good.
That's another one easily in my top spot.
Interesting.
It's a toss up between A and S. I do really like it quite a bit. Is this the one with Country Road?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I gotta go S. I got like the movie's very, very good. I was just thinking about it, like, is that scene? Because that is a scene that should not work. It should be too corny, too lame, too ridiculous, too Disney Channel. But because the rest of the environment is set up so well, and I like these people so much, and they are fascinated by this, so I like when that scene gets going, that is just the most goddamn delightful thing in the entire planet. And everything else in it was really good. But I was like, was there anything that pushes it to the S factor? And I remember that scene. I'm like, oh, that's got to be it. It's got to be S. Even though there's a lot of things in it, you could say, well, would the usual parent do that? Would they allow this kid to do that? Does that ending really make sense? Is this? I don't think everything's supposed to be taken quite literally in it. To me, it's more like an environment where what if like sort of these choices could be made with some of these families, and you see the outcome of it, which I think is very good for teens growing up.
I think a Japanese parent, depending on the parent, would, because I think the parent is banking on it being a phase.
Yeah,
you could just tell by the performance and the way she talks. It's like, oh, okay, this is cute. It's like the kid that wants to be the astronaut. So I think she was willing to entertain it for a little bit, and also hope she learns a lesson about, responsibility and this and that. And
well, I think that's the thing too. They trust her enough to learn the lesson, discover for herself. So when they do suggest, give the thoughts and everything, I mean, she just breaks down and she's like, I know what this is. I know it. It's another really great scene. I would say when I first saw it, because I was in high school, I really loved it. I sort of saw the ending like, what is that? And when I saw it as an adult, I'm a little bit more like, okay, now I kind of see what they're doing. Sort of like
it's a mirror reflection of Kiki. I actually think they're perfect bookend films. They're both girls, both trying to kind of break it out on their own in different ways. They're both coming of age stories. The romance, like the funny thing is, like they kind of work out differently in conclusions they come to, and I feel like it's definitely similar in the Kiki vein. And Kiki, of course, is a straight up fantasy in and of itself, while in Whispers of the Heart, the girl is writing a fantasy and so sees like these kind of visions. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, like, it's very close to me to being like a perfect movie. Easy S for me.
Yeah, I'll say S.
It's an A for me. I really enjoyed it, but I do feel like there's other ones that are above it to me. Again, just looking at what is coming and I don't know, I didn't connect to it, I think, as much as you guys did, which I don't think it speaks to the movie's quality. It was very high quality. It was very good.
That's another one when talking to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just didn't... There was something I don't even know how to express that didn't click with me where I was like, yes, I love this. I'm going to watch this again over and over and over again, You know
what? With Totoro, we were talking about getting sucked into that world and that environment. So I think this is another one. Just the shots they get of this town. I'm like, man, I want to live here. I want to be here. We used to live in Seattle, and there's parts of Seattle that look and feel like that. So I guess there's a part of me that really put that in more too.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I really appreciated is the conclusion could have been your standard Hollywood dreams come true kind of like, and what she does is great. And it's not. And I think there's a very important lesson, like, nah, honey, you're going to have to work at this. It's not going to be a Disney movie where it's handed to you, okay? Like, this is the beginning, not the end.
Or you work hard for this small amount of time. It's like, no, this isn't, you do it for, a few months or a year. It's like, this could take years and you have to do something else.
I think we live in a society where people just expect, like, well, I worked hard on this, therefore you should just love it automatically. It's like, no, you got to craft it, refine it. And if you're just starting, like, this is going to be a process that will take like your whole life. Like, you're not going to be an expert at anything overnight. And I think that's a really good lesson that people could take away from this movie. So yeah, definitely see it.
All right, we are moving on to Princess Mononoke.
I'm checking out the trailer. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I just want to double back real fast. Yeah, I'm just looking at the trailer, and it looks like the cat is in this too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is where the cat returns. That's why it's called the cat returns.
Cat
This
Returns.
is so she
We'll
writes
get-
a story
we'll get
about
to
the
that.
cat. Yeah, she writes a story about the cat. That's where the idea comes from, and then the cat
The
returns,
Cat Returns
is the story.
Yeah, the conceit is that that's the story she wrote, or one of them.
That's
I don't think
yeah.
they ever
Cool.
specified.
Mm-hmm.
That is really. I need to see this movie.
Yeah, so
It's
they're
good.
like connected, but you don't have to see one to understand the other, but they are connected, if that makes sense.
Okay.
With Mononoke, this is probably a hot take. And again, it's not even that big a hot take. I probably put it an A. The stuff that's in it is very strong, very good message, good way they handle the message, good characters. I love that. There's like things in this that are always going to stay with me, and I'm always like, man, that's almost an S for me. For me, it is a little long, and I don't find Mononoke that interesting. I think that's a big problem with the movie. I think he's really fascinating. She should be fascinating. I think they should dive more into her being in between these two worlds, but I feel like he's almost more in between the two worlds than she is. And they probably didn't need to dive too much, I mean, just a little bit, just to get a little bit more of like what kind of character she is. And fighting in between these two. But yeah, I think because it was mainly focused on him, I was with his journey a lot more, but not as much with her. And because it's called that, that is a little distracting. And again, I do
Yeah.
think it's a little long for me. I do feel like there could be a good 15 or so minutes that could be cut out of this.
I am inclined to agree. I see what they were doing. They just kind of made her his muse, I guess, to kind of be that bridge between humans and the animals. But yeah, for it to be titled Princess Mononoke, yeah, it was like I don't know. I kind of wanted more like of her perspective, of her personality involved in it. It just kind of seemed like she was along for the ride. It's been a while since I've seen this film, but I'd still give it an A. It's
Yeah.
great. I love
say
the
it's a-
environmental message.
I'd say it's more than along for the ride. I mean, she is there to fight. She is, but I think being the half and half, and him kind of being half and half, demon now, half, human, they could have done more with that. And I think she needed to be in it more, and we needed to learn more about her in order for that to really work.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
still. Oh,
no, go ahead. No,
Sorry.
you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I said I'd still give it an A.
Me too.
Based off of what I remember.
I adore Princess Mononoke. It's an S for
Most
me.
people do.
Yeah.
I know I'm not in the minority with that, but no, I love it. I don't feel like we need to know a whole bunch about San, just because like part of it is that she is mysterious, but at the same time, like it shows how much more of her is almost a part of the spirit world and animalistic than it is rooted in the human world. So I don't know. I adore it. I love it. Sorry, that was my computer, not yours, chat. I didn't think it was too long for me personally. I also know that I have a lot of like emotional and nostalgic attachment to this that it's hard to like see past. Like this is one of the first animes I ever saw in theaters with like my best friend, and I grew up in the suburbs, and we like went out to like the north side to see a special showing of it before it was even dubbed into English. We saw a Japanese subbed version of it at Music Box. And
That's
like,
cool.
and we were like 12 years old sitting in this theater. Oh my gosh. So like I know I have a lot of emotional and nostalgic connections to it, but like it's amazing. It's one of my favorite Ghibli movies.
Robert.
Heather's gonna kill me. I'm gonna say A.
Okay. That's all right. We're out here
Shadow
putting
Kills
some of my
too.
favorites in A, but whatever.
I really, really like it. Don't get me wrong. Again, we have to grade on this damn scale, but
Yep.
I connect to it just slightly a little less than other things like Spirited Away or some of the other ones. So it's like it's a very high A for me. Um, I don't think I had a problem with San. She's supposed to be kind of the opposite of was it Ashitaka?
Ashitaka.
So that didn't bother me. I don't know. I have trouble connecting with it just sometimes as a whole. And I don't know exactly just what it is, but it's a really, really good movie. I don't dislike it. I would put it an A, but a really high A, because like it's definitely like probably the best animation out of the whole bunch, maybe. Like when I really think about what they
It's
did in that
stunning.
one, I'm just like, jeez. Yeah, I can't think of one that I think has probably like, it's the best animated film by far. And I do like the plot. I think it's a good plot. I always love, what was her line? Just, I'm going to show you how to kill a god.
And she was so great. What a great antagonist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it maybe, you know what it is? I think the problem for me is, and it's a weird thing to say, I kind of wanted more, in the sense that I feel like it would have made a great anime series where you could have taken your time. I never felt like I got to spend enough time with anything in particular, and the movie's very stuffed with stuff. And that may be why I'm just like, I can't connect to it quite as much, maybe as some of the other ones. So maybe it's just I want more. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a manga someday. That would be awesome. Build up the mythos more. But yeah, that's my thought.
All right, we're on to My Neighbors the Yamadas.
I haven't seen this one.
I saw this
sorry.
eons ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one.
I remember it being cute, but that's all.
I just watched it this weekend, and I think I can safely say, given this list, I would probably put it in C again, grading on the curve. We're all saying none of these have been bad movies so far.
You read my mind, because I was thinking like, I'd probably give it a C, but I don't know. Like, I spent so long since I've seen, maybe I should just be nice and give it a B, and then you're just like, no, I'd give it a C. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Here's the thing.
Thank God.
It's super charming and it's very fun, but it doesn't need to be a movie. It feels like a Saturday morning, or not, like a Sunday morning comic strip, because it's just these like vignettes of the family, which is really charming for like the first 40 minutes. And then I was like, okay, is this all it is? This is all it is. All right.
I can't guarantee this. I might be wrong about this, but I thought that was how it was actually originally presented. It was a series of shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they splice it into one movie.
It is based on a manga, and yeah, it's based off Chad, it's based off a Japanese comic strip. Right. But like, yeah, it's charming, it's good, it's cute, it's just a lot of vignettes, and probably would have worked better as just maybe some shorts in front of the other movies, instead of just an hour and 40 minutes, you know what I mean? It's good though, it's good, it's charming, the animation is unique, which is always nice to see something unique. But yeah, it is what it is. There's so many other movies that come out of Studio Ghibli that I would describe as just flat out charming, like the neighbors, my neighbors the Yamadas are, that are better than my neighbors the Yamadas. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna watch a charming movie for the vibes, I'm gonna watch Totoro, not My Neighbors the Yamadas. You know.
Yeah.
I'm glad Totoro made it to B, by the way.
Wait, what, Malcolm?
She would not let us put it any lower than that.
I said I'm glad that Totoro made it to B.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept it. They started to maybe talk about a C, and I was like, "Don't you shut your face."
Whoa.
All right.
Again, it's a good movie. It's
all good.
I know. All right, we're on to probably the most famous Studio Ghibli film, Spirited Away.
Yes.
You said E.
E. Yeah, easily S. This is my favorite one. I mean, look at that damn wall. Of course I'm gonna love this movie. I love the design of everything. I love this world. I love the simple lesson. I love the performances. I love the expressions. I love the atmosphere. I love the pacing of it. There's never a boring moment. It's hard to find anything wrong with it. I mean, just everything clicks so perfectly in it. I love the interactions of all the characters. I love the creatures in it. I mean, every creature has a unique, interesting design. I want to know about every single character, creature, everything in this movie. It is just, I love it so much I kind of hate it. I'm like, man, how can something be this good? Like, this is so stupid good.
It's the only one that can also, in my opinion, rival Mononoke on animation. Where it's just like, it's open apples and oranges because they're a little different, but I'm like, if there was going to be one that I think could take Mononoke on animation, it's Spirited Away.
This is, I mean, hands down the best animated out of all of them. Not just in the designs, but just in the movement and the shots, and like when there's a lot of shots of a character just like coming at you, you know, like that, and just you see like the detail just on the friggin' buttons. They put like little specks on them and stuff like that. It's like, good God, like you're gonna see that for a frame, and they still went out of their way to put that detail on. Just insanely good.
So, fun story, I saw it first, and then I took Doug to see it a second time. And so, because I had seen it, I got to just kind of watch his reaction. There was like a moment where he was eating his popcorn and he just stopped mid-hand in the air with the popcorn in his hand. It was just staring at the screen, jaw down, like, what is this?
It was the bird with the old lady's face. So yeah, and I knew Rob was gonna react, so I just kind of went, you know, just held the popcorn like that, and that got a pretty good reaction out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. S all the way for me, you know.
Yeah, S.
I have nothing to add. S. The train sequence is the only thing that
perfect.
Yeah, it's the only thing that competes with the robots tending the birds and Castle in the Sky. Like, they have the same vibe. And that's one of the reasons why Castle in the Sky was a little lower for me, because I'm like, oh man, Spirited Away also did this really, really good. And I think it's probably slightly a better movie. So
it was the first film where I got acquainted with the concept of isekai. I'm like, oh, so that's what that is. When we talk about literally being spirited away.
Yeah. yeah.
And so I started to recognize what that was in Japanese terms.
yeah, there's a lot of Shinto stuff in it, so it's definitely good if you want to teach somebody kind of Shinto ideas.
All right, now we're on to The Cat Returns.
Boy, A or B for me. I really do like this one quite a bit. Just because again, it's such a charming adventure. I will say I like the American dub. The Japanese one, that one little cat with the buns, that has to be a girl. That sounds so weird with Andy Richter coming out of it. That is so bizarre.
The American dub makes some weird choices. Half the dub is really good, and half of it I'm like,
But all the other, Carrie Elways, Anne Hathaway, Tim Curry is I mean, all of those are just pitch perfect.
But
yeah, pitch
some of the side
perfect.
characters, like, I'm just gonna say it, I honestly think it's a bad dub, despite the fact that those three you mentioned are amazing in it. There's just choices they make with a lot of the side characters. I'm like, what are you doing?
That aside, I still really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta give it an A now, especially now knowing that it's a callback too. Like, that's just really cool. The concepts. Yeah.
I love the conceit, because when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my god, this is like the story she wrote. Because I didn't know anything going into it what it was going to be, and I just heard, well, it's a sequel to Whispers of the Heart, and then I was like, pretty quickly, I'm just like, oh my god, like, what an amazing conceit. Because I don't know if I've ever seen that before, where it's just like, well, the first character was writing a story about magical cats or whatever, and then the sequel movie, it's like, well, this is just one of the stories she wrote. I'm like, it's delightful. I don't know, like, honestly, I might be tempted really to give it a B, despite that I really, really like it. But again, just looking at this list,
I know what you're talking about.
It's also, compared to Whispers of the Heart, it is on the cheap.
Like, that is true. That is very true.
The animators, like, they did great. I'm not saying they did a poor job, but it's like you could tell there was definitely less of a budget. Because it felt like kind of a fun little, like, one-off. It's one of those where I love the idea almost slightly more than some of the execution. But I don't know, man.
You know what? Actually, You might change my mind too. I might say B. The more I think about it, I am thinking
Oh.
back to the animation, and the animation is really good. Again, and it's clear
Yeah,
they had a sort of cheaper budget.
but again,
Yeah,
in this list, if you look at the other
no, because
films
I'm comparing it as a similar adventure to like Castle in the Sky, and I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a little apples and oranges, but it's the same type of really whimsical adventure. One's a little lighter, but whatever. But it's like, yeah, man, if I'm gonna put those in the same category, they have to have similar animation. I feel like, and I think that is gonna knock it down just a little bit. So I think I will say B. I think B does make more sense.
B is where I would put it again. Grading on the curve, chat. I know I said I would
yeah,
keep saying it because I'm going to keep reminding you of that. Grading on the curb. Yes, let's go B for Baron. Exactly, Demeter. B for Baron.
Baron von Kickican.
It is.
I'm not gonna fight it.
Yeah.
It's creative. It's different. I like when creatives like to deviate from, like their usual run. Like I always like a little creativity. Like it was just so like out of the box. And now knowing that fact that it's like connected to Whispers of the Heart just makes it I wish I could give it an A. It'll be an A in my heart.
It's a wonderful movie. And if this wasn't being compared to all these other films here, I would easily just say it's an A movie.
Yeah. Right. All right, now we're on to Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, Howl's Moving Castle. I remember it's been so long since I've seen that one.
It's an A for me. I love Howl's Moving Castle. I know I don't love it as much as I love like Castle in the Sky or Mononoke or Spirited Away or whatever, but it is, again, so charming. I love the characters. It's one of the few times where I have said many times the movie is better than the book. I read the book for Howl's Moving Castle, and it's a book, not a manga. It's a book. And I was like, okay. And then I saw the movie and I was like, oh, they made better changes. It's very different towards the end, but they made better changes. I love the movie. I also just love Howl as a character though, too. So, he's my brand of pretty anime boy. All right, Chad, judge me all you want. Judge me all you want.
But we are.
I'll let y'all go next. Mine should be last.
Again, in this list, I think the film is fine. But in this list, Howl never really grabbed me. I would want to say like a B or a C. That was one of the first ones I saw where I'm just like, oh yeah, that's good. Like I was not really that like in love with it. No way will I say it's a bad movie. But in this list, I think a B or a C.
Malcolm.
I'd probably give it like a B. Again, like that film, it didn't resonate with me, and it has been a while since I've seen it. But I remember just kind of being bored watching it. Like nothing really, hooked me in. But yeah, that'd be my approach. It'd be a B.
It's a very easy C for me. This I agree. It's hard to say it's bad. I mean, how can you really see anything? It's really bad from Miyazaki. You're always going to get something amazing, something spectacular in it. And there's only one scene I remember being like, "Ooh, like that was spectacular." That's like some of Miyazaki's best, and it's just when she's kind of time traveling near the end, and she just has that brief moment where she's in the field and she's far away from the other person. I won't give anything away outside of that, but just that one moment was so dreamlike, and the context behind it. It's like, whoa, that was something. And then just how quickly it's on to the next thing. And it's just like, man, what a perfectly done moment, and what a rush everything else is leading to that. And then after it, everything else I feel is just way too overstuffed. There's way too much stuff going on. I can't really connect with that many characters. I like the idea of the woman aging. Sometimes she's younger, sometimes she's older. I thought
that was the thing I liked most about the movie. That and the castle itself was that concept, like her emotions are affecting the way. Like I really like that, and I like the fact like you have to kind of like pick up on some of it. Like there's things I really like, but it's just for comparing it to the rest. Though
it feels like this. I know it's Miyazaki, but it feels like somebody imitating Miyazaki. Like just saw all the films. Okay, just have a little bit of everything in this movie. A little bit of this idea, a little bit of that character, a little bit of this. And they don't always go. You need something like a Spirited Away where there's one center, idea or character that's grounding the story within all this madness. I never got that with this story, and
The
I
grounding
think that's
element
what's
is the
missing from it.
vibes. It's the cozy
And
vibes.
well, that's why I'm saying it's not. I can't say like, oh, this is bad. If you like this, I can't believe it. It's crazy. It's like no, it's like I get it. There's a lot of stuff to enjoy. Just it never fully gels for me.
I will say this: if somehow that ends up in C, we have got to put Ocean Waves down to D.
No, I mean, I think
Okay,
B is where it's gonna
okay.
go, because if I am an
Okay.
A, Malcolm's, you said B, right?
Yeah.
B, you were B or C, Rob, and then Doug was C. It just feels like B is the amalgamation of all of our opinions here.
Sounds good.
It averages out.
Yeah. All right. Tales from Earthsea, everybody.
What? What is that?
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
No.
Well, first off, has anyone here read the Earthsea books? I haven't. I'm just wondering if anybody has.
No.
Yeah, I've read them all.
Okay.
Even the later ones, which suck. Which some of this was pulled from like the third one, but there was also some from the fourth. Having read the books, it kind of makes it easy for me. It's a D for me.
All right, like D as in Doug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The books are way better. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie. I will say it's probably definitely one of the least out of this list. And like if I were grading it outside of this list, I'm like it would probably be like a B minus.
Wait.
runs
D
on-
as in boy or D as in Doug?
He's putting
B.
it in D as in Doug right now, but outside of the bell curve, it would be a B like boy.
Gotcha.
Boy
okay,
minus.
that's the thing. I gotcha. Got boy minus.
So I'm just saying, even outside of it, it would not be like the world's most spectacular score. The funny thing is, like somebody was mentioning, House Moving Castle functioning on vibes. This one kind of does as well, and I actually really like the vibes. There's moments where it feels very lonely and post-apocalyptic, and I like that most. I do like the dragon, but yeah, as a fan of the books, I just felt very flat. Just watching it, I'm just like, this is not god awful, but this is not really grabbing me. So yeah.
So this isn't like an original Miyazaki story. It's an adaptation.
And this is by Goro Miyazaki, not Hayao Miyazaki. So it's his son.
Oh, interesting.
For me, I think I actually like this more than other people do. With that said, I would still either put in B or C. Looking at the ones in B, it probably makes sense to put it in C, but I'm with you about the vibes. I really like the atmosphere of this movie. I was really engrossed with what was going on and the characters, and I wanted to see where it was all going. When it actually got to where it was all going, I'm like, that is very underwhelming. And I was really, especially in the world of animation, I wanted to build up to something bigger.
Read the books.
And something that's just visually more fascinating. I mean, you can, because the emotions they're kind of tackling and diving into are interesting. I'm not going to say like they're, mind-blowing or anything, but, I'm with them. And especially as talking about transformations and everything, I really wanted to see more animated transformations, whether it be, physically, literally, or like, emotionally and abstract. And they didn't really... They tap into it at the end, but they don't go all the way, and I really feel like they need to go all the way. So it probably makes sense to put in a C for me, but I'm borderline B on it. I think I actually do like it more than other people do.
Yeah, I'm with Rob. I would put it in a D. My main comment, because I watched it for the first time this weekend, and my main comment was, I don't know how a movie can have so much yet absolutely nothing going on at the same time. There would be like stretches of nothingness and then like large lore info dumps, and then they'd be like, but yes, now let's focus on a song for 5 minutes, and then large lore dumps. Like, it was just
interesting.
It's not the moment. That's the other thing you're talking about. He's adapting. Well, somebody brought up a good point that it's also adapting Miyazaki's graphic novel Shuna's Journey, which I have read. It's a very good manga, and it's also a lot better than the Earthsea movie. But you're
Wait.
talking about, so you're partially adapting that manga, and then you're adapting Wizard of Earthsea, and you're doing like the later books. So you have to do like a lore dump because you haven't been able to go from the start.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's just very.
The
It's
lore
kinda
dumps are
misguided.
necessary, but I just hate that
Yeah.
it is necessary for me to understand this movie that I have to sit here and listen to this lore dump from this woman being like, well,
It's-
as you know about this world, you know?
Ooh, that sounds messy.
It's like doing Lord of the Rings and starting with the Two Towers, and it's like, well, now we have to give all these lore dumps. Who's this Frodo guy? What's this ring? What's this?
And honestly, that didn't bother me because I was always under the assumption it was going somewhere. And I actually was getting more into the world whenever they would do that because I did like, the characters and the atmosphere and everything. I'm like, I like hearing the story. I'm okay with it. But then the fact that it doesn't amount to anything is where, you look back on all that, exactly what you said. It's like, well, then why did we do this? Why did we focus so much on that? So yeah, I get it if it's put in D. I'm not gonna fight super hard for it, but yeah, I do like a little bit more. I guess others.
All right, before we head on to Ponyo, let's do a couple of these bit messages here. And remember, we're going to have to blaze through these fast, okay? Shouting Joker, thank you for the 300. Hey, Rob, I didn't know if it was asked, but did you get a chance to watch the new Fantastic Four? And if so, did it redeem the team after Fan Four Stick?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to try to get to the cinema sometime this week and check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 300 bits. Have you watched Happy Gilmore 2? And if so, thoughts?
Not yet.
At Movies, thank you for the 300 bits. Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence was co-produced by Ghibli. Where does it rank?
I never saw it.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
I've seen it. Maybe A, maybe, I don't know. Innocence, like, I love the animation. I didn't get into it quite as much as I thought it would.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Rob in Jaws, who's your favorite of the three main characters? Brody, Hooper, or Quint?
I identify most with Brody, but Quint is like my favorite character easily. Hooper's my least favorite.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Doug, something you once said about Totoro, I agree with. The climax where May runs away feels a bit tacked on. It feels as if the writer realized, oh, right, we need to put in some conflict.
I kind of feel the same way about Kiki. Kiki works in a little bit more, but yeah, I obviously I agree because I said it.
Invader Zim, thank you for the 300 bits. You mentioned emotional experience for kids like Snow White, but I noticed is the Disney Renaissance is like emotional experience for teenagers like Little Mermaid or Aladdin, considering the themes the movies explore, like identity and responsibility in fairy tale-like ways.
I think that's a very good argument. Yeah, no, I agree.
I agree with that 100%.
JL, thank you for the 300 bits. So many Ghibli films to do, so little time. Indeed. Invader Zim, thank you for the 300 bits. Before I talk about this movie further, has anyone seen War of the Rohirrim? Fun fact, voice actor Gaia Wise based her voice on Nausicaä.
I just saw it on the
did.
plane, actually.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but as an animace in the Lord of the Rings universe, like I had a good time.
They're a little too stoic for me, but it was still good. I liked it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Robin, Summer Wars, what do you think of the grandma? I thought so much of what was done with her, especially towards the end, was so well done and equally tear-jerking and heartwarming.
Oh, absolutely. I really love that character. Just Summer Wars was so much better than that had any right to be. I didn't realize it was going to be such a great family drama, not just focus on some little tech, VR war thing.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 300 bits. This is probably a major hot take, but I would put Only Yesterday in D. It is ungodly slow to a point where it was actually painful for me to get through.
I mean, I could see that, honestly. Like, it's very deliberately paced.
JL, thank you for the 300 bits. Cat Returns was a solid story. Whispers in the Heart definitely felt like she was about to write that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
At Movies, thank you for the 300 bits. Hi, Malcolm. Important question. Sleep with, marry, kill. Totoro, Porco Rosso, Baron Humbert, the cat.
Sleep, marry, kill.
Yep. Sleep
Let's
with, marry,
see.
kill.
Kill Porco Rosso. That's ham. Delicious.
Right, that would be ham.
You've clearly never had cat. Where's Buster?
Sleep. Let's see. Well, I mean, I think I'd sleep with Porco because that's like,
It's in the name, pork.
yeah, Porco.
Real pig.
And then I'd marry Totoro, and I feel bad for killing the Baron.
Yeah.
Marry Totoro? Okay, whatever.
Totoro's gonna take
Mr.
care of you, man.
Yeah,
I guess
taken
so.
care
The
of.
Baron's not? What? Well, I guess she does
Yeah.
get kidnapped. That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's my standing list for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 300 bits. What do Kevin Smith, Haunted Joker, and Doug Walker have in common? They all like Superman except for that thing about the parents. How are you finding other people reacted?
Most people could care less.
Yeah.
Except Walter. Walter
I
agrees
didn't
with me.
I didn't mind.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. All right, we're on to Ponyo. Ponyo, fishy in the sea.
Oh,
I think it's a.
A.
I was actually gonna say B. Yeah, I think this movie is a lot of fun in terms of like connect. But again, it's an adventure. It's a fun little adventure. It's very odd, which I like. The second half is a little messy, but that's also kind of the charm of it.
It is insane. Like,
Yeah, it is just bonkers. And again, a lot of the animation is really cool. So I'll say, just thinking back to it, it's just so insane. I'll say B. It's a solid B for me.
I agree. It's a B, especially looking at what else we have in B. Like, I would watch Totoro over Ponyo in a heartbeat. But I don't
Same.
think it deserves to be in C, but
no.
it's definitely a little out there. But it's still charming and fun. I mean, most of these are just charming as hell, you know? But yeah, I think I'd have to put it in B with the curve, you know?
yeah, I put it in B. And this film is kind of cursed for me because I never have a peaceful viewing experience. One, I almost never had found time to sit down and watch it. And then every time I did try to watch it, something was happening in my actual life that I couldn't fully invest in the film.
Well, stay away from it as far as possible, it seems like.
Right. So I'll give it a B for Beware.
Rob?
I think I liked it more than you guys did, but I would say A, but I'm outvoted. So I think the animation saves a lot of it for like it's so bright and vibrant. Like some films like Finding Nemo, I think it's underwater movies tend to bring that out. So the contrast of the colors with the blue, I was like, I have a lot of fun watching, and that scene with the storm was super cool, where they're playing like Flight of the Valkyries,
Okay,
and you know,
Didn't Disney have something to do with this one?
well, that's something to do with a lot of them because
Yeah, I mean they released it.
They released it in America.
Oh, okay. So they distribute the.
yeah,
They distribute a lot of these. Yeah, well,
Oh,
eventually.
okay. Wow. Okay. Because I remember like when Ponyo came out, it had the Disney stamp on it. Disney. Like I don't remember Disney being slapped on the rest of these. I just remembered like
It was probably
like,
Miramax, but that one was more kid friendly, so they're just like, okay, let's push it hard with Disney probably.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Princess Mononoke was Miramax. All right, we are on to The Secret World of Arrietty.
Probably another B for me, and I do like it quite a bit.
I do too, but I can't I don't want to put it any lower than a B, but I'm just like, I can't really say it's like A or S compared
Yeah, no, I agree, and the animation is fantastic. I like, I like the world they create, obviously, and that studio is perfect for making, little stuff look huge. But then also the story with the boy, I thought was interesting. The fact that, I don't know, again, I feel like a lot of stories with a sick kid would sort of play it a different way, and he is just so calm, and he's so at peace with it. I found that so interesting. And it is one of those where a lot of times they'll pick like a voice actor, like, especially with boys, I feel like they'll pick someone who sounds too old to play a boy. But this was one where I'm like, yeah, actually picking someone that sounds a little older made him sound more mature, I thought.
They always sound like a Disney Channel star to me.
Yeah,
but Disney Channels.
But with this one, I thought it made sense because, to make him sound a little older, because he was probably written to be maybe a hint maybe a hit younger, I'm not sure, but the fact they have his voice starting to break or it's already, deepened a little bit, I thought that added to the maturity of the character and what he was going through.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Be right back.
All
I
right.
haven't seen
Yeah.
this one, by the way.
Well,
Okay.
oh, you haven't seen it? Okay. I would agree in putting it in B again based on the curve and everything here. It's another one where what I can say for it is that it is good and charming and engaging and the world is beautiful, but we can say that about 75% of the movies that are
yeah.
in that the studio has produced, and there was nothing that made me think exceptionally highly of it.
Above the others, yeah.
Above the others, right? But it is good, and I wouldn't say don't see it. It's charming. You'll have a good time. The animation is gorgeous. I didn't realize that it was, I don't know why, but just based on the advertisement I had seen, I didn't realize it was based on The Borrowers.
Borrowers, yeah.
And I was like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I read The Borrowers. Okay, great. But yeah, no, it's charming and it's beautiful and you'll have a wonderful time with it. But it just doesn't have anything that sets it apart from all these other movies on the list, I think. Personally, at least. All right, from Up on Poppy Hill.
And I like this movie. I thought it was very good.
I did too. I'm like, but it's like I've never gone back to it or really been that interested in going back to it.
I probably say somewhere between a B and a C, but when I look at the B category, I'm like, C sounds right.
I'll say C. I am starting to stick to my guns and we'll need to put Ocean Waves down in D. I keep looking at that list. I'm like, if we're putting From Up on Poppy, I'm like, Ocean Waves definitely should be in D.
All right, well, you're the only one of us who have seen it, so
Yeah,
we can,
so that's
we can
fine,
pop
yeah.
it down there. That's fine. Because I would agree, again, based on the curve, I would put From Up on Poppy Hill on C. It's interesting because this is definitely one where I felt like what you said earlier with Howl's Moving Castle, where it was someone trying to imitate a Miyazaki movie. I felt like From Up on Poppy Hill had big vibes of that, where it was like Goro just trying to be like, look, Dad, I can make a charming movie about young love just like you, Dad. You know, like...
And it is good. It's a good, solid movie.
Again, you'll have a great time. You should check it out.
But there's how many movies out there have we seen in our lives that are like, it's a good movie. I like that. And then you've never seen it again. Like, that happens all the time. And this to me is like one of them where it's like, it can be a good movie and you're like, oh yeah, this was good. But it's just like, when you're rating a list of things you're watching 20 times versus this one where I've only seen it once and have never looked back, then yeah, C.
Okay. The Wind Rises.
Oh, welcome back, Mug. I really like this film. I know the controversy around it. I get it. But I think what it focuses on is, somebody creating this. And yes, we know where it goes and we know how awful that is. And they acknowledge it at the end. They don't totally ignore it. But yet, this is definitely about the creative process. And not even just at the end. They are saying throughout this whole thing, no, like, this is happening. And you should probably pay attention to it. And he doesn't. And you could argue there should be a little bit more pushback from that than just the ending that they have. But to me, there's so much about the dream of creating something and just the spirit that takes you over. And what I do like about that ending, without going too much into spoilers, is that we do see so much in that creative world, that dream world that he lives in so often, that now, like, that is just there forever. And he's looking around.
Well, there goes Doug's internet. He's frozen today.
No!
Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back.
You see me? Oh, man. Okay. I was saying, I'll try to go faster. Is that in this dream world that he has of creativity, that imagery is always there. No matter where he looks, there's always going to be that there. So even that simple little ending, I think speaks louder than some people give credit for. But again, the movie is about the creative spirit. It's how it affects his life. It's how his life affects it. And this is a very long movie that I did not feel the length of until I got up from the seat. I was like, ow! Like, I've been in this seat for a while. I love the animation. You can tell this is Miyazaki just giving into everything that he loves about technology and creativity and that spirit. And
And
I just
planes.
felt, yeah, I just
planes.
fell hook, line, and sinker for it. So yeah, I really, really enjoy it.
So where would you put it?
God, I built it up a lot, didn't I? Here, I'll scroll up. I like to see what's in. I'll say S. I think I gotta go S.
Wow. An
I really
S.
do like it,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna fight hard if somebody goes lower.
First time I saw it, I would have said A. I saw it a second time, and I was kind of surprised. I'm like, this isn't. It's not just the controversy or whatever. It's just I'm like, this is not holding up like I thought it would. Where I'm just like, I kind of sat there, kind of twiddling my thumbs a little bit, like, looking at my phone, like it. I don't know. Like, I want to say for me, it's like I can't decide between A and a B. Like, it's either an A minus or a B plus. I'll probably say B.
Okay. All right. I feel like initially my gut would have been to put it in A because I do agree with Doug that like I view it as a love letter to creativity and like viewing it through
Yeah.
the lens of it originally supposed to be his final movie, of it being like a love letter to his creative process and like the intricacies of being a creative and how that affects your life and how it, you know, he's working through that as it affected his life kind of a thing. Like, that's where I think the beauty of it is. And it is also literally beautiful as well. But now, given where everything else is, I feel like I'd be tempted to put it in B because I would put Totoro above it. But my initial gut was, without like doing the comparative, well, if Totoro is in B, then it has to be in B. My initial gut would have been an A, if that makes sense. Malcolm?
I'm inclined to put it in B. It was gonna be A, but like I have seen it twice now, and you know, it's just like it is well done. It's well constructed. You can see Miyazaki's passion in it, and you know the attention to detail. But I do feel like there is some artistic negligence, I guess you could say, to say the least, which, you know, I feel like needs to, you know, it's just like it sticks out like a sore thumb. You can't just not, you know, it's just like you kind of skirt around things just for the convenience of your, you know, vision. I feel like it's negligent.
Yeah.
So I'd stick it in B for those reasons.
All right, then I think B is where it's going to live.
I mean, it's Miyazaki, and I almost argue it's ignorance more than anything, because I'm like, I'm not just sure he knows or cares.
All right.
He's in his own little world.
Yeah.
Princess Kaguya.
I mean, the last of the Takahata, A minus for me, probably.
Really? Okay.
What were you? Why? What'd you think I was gonna say?
I was actually more towards like, you know, in between a B or a C. I do like the story. I love the artistic style. Felt like it could have gone even further. I wish it went further, but when it did really go outside the box there, it's phenomenal. I did feel like it could be trimmed. I like the story. I like where it all goes and everything, but I did feel like we could get to it a little faster.
It was long. I will say that. I do remember it feeling long.
And had the artistic style ventured more like that one moment where she loses her cool, she kind of cracks, and she runs out of the field, and the art style just completely changes. Had they done that more, I probably would have been a little bit more generous to it. But because it doesn't do that.
You know what? I remember we had this argument, and therefore, yeah, I'm sticking to my guns and I'm going to say A.
Okay. But again, it is good. It's a good, solid movie. I guess almost for the honor of something that is doing something different with the style and everything, and it is a good story, I guess I'll put it in B.
Okay. I'm between an A and a B, so that's not helpful. Um, because it is different. And like you were saying, Doug, when it does go to the full extent that it should, it is like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is amazing, but
Yeah, but man, if the movie did that more, if only it did, I wanted to see so much more of that, and they only really do it once. And yes, the whole style is different. I love that style.
yeah.
But man, as soon as you tease that, it's like, I want to see that explored so much more. And we only get that, a minute of it, something like that.
Yeah, I think I would still have to put it in B though. Yeah. So okay, wait, we've got an A. Rob, were you a B? No, wait,
No, I
Rob's
said
the
A.
A. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Rob's the A. Doug, were you a B, right?
I'm a B, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a B too. Malcolm?
I haven't seen this one yet. It is on my list of to see. I do want to see it.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think I've seen the rest of these.
Oh, really?
No?
Yeah.
Well, goodbye.
No.
Why?
We need
I'll
the
stick
Malcolm
around.
vibes.
I will say, to save on time, there's 2 of these I haven't seen, so hopefully they'll make the the voting go faster.
Yeah. All right, when Marnie was there.
I
That's
really
a-
liked it, but in this list, I'd probably say B.
Yeah, I'm in between a B and a C. I really like it too. It's a good movie. Outside of some of the animation, there's not a ton that like jumps out at me. Honestly, with this list, I'll probably put it at C because I'm looking at the ones in B and I'm just like, man, those really stand out. And this is just a solid, good. This is up there with like Poppy Hill for me. Like maybe a little better than Poppy Hill, but yeah, it's around that avenue for me.
I 100% agree with that because I actually had forgotten I'd seen this movie. I put it on my list of things to watch, and Lucas was like, we saw that together, remember? And he told me the plot, and I was like, oh my God, you're right. I just forgot. We did see that. But it's not a bad movie. Like it feels bad to put some of these in like C's and D's because they're not bad movies. But like, given everything else that we have here, it is exactly on the level of From Up on Poppy Hill, for sure. For me.
Yeah, I think like the lowest grade we could get, just a regular grade outside of Ghibli movies, like maybe the lowest we would give a movie is like maybe a B. I think Robbie was saying, like, yeah, Earthsea I would give like a B, B minus, something like that. It's like it is a big
I
difference.
would say Marnie I remember more than From Up on Poppy Hill, which is why I would say B.
Okay.
Here, my AC is blasting. One
Oh
second.
boy. Okay, so we have A, B, and 2 C's then? Yeah,
Yeah.
right? All right. I'm sorry, Marnie. All right, the red turtle.
This is one I haven't seen.
Haven't seen it.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. I would give it an A.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it, so there we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not.
And I
wouldn't
hear
say
it's great.
Yeah, it's really good. I wouldn't say it's quite S tier in that, like, oh, I really want to watch this again all the time. But it's definitely one that I'm like, no, I do want to see it again. I've only seen it once. And yeah, I really enjoyed it when I saw it.
All right, Earwig and the Witch.
Okay, I did see that. I was also confusing that with the What's Her Face and the Witch's Flower, which is a 2D animated film that is imitating Ghibli. And I remember people were saying that like it looks better than this movie. This movie I've seen, this can go in D.
I didn't even, okay, I had a list of ones that I needed to watch this weekend, and this is the one I didn't finish. I have about 15 minutes left of it, and unless something drastic happens in the last 15 minutes of the movie, yeah, D.
Yeah. No, I like suddenly realized, like, I did see this movie years ago. Like, it's like 3 or 4 years old now or something.
Now, for a regular grade, taking Ghibli out of it in this tier list, what would you give it?
C.
C. Mm-hmm. C like
okay,
that.
so probably the lowest.
Yeah,
then.
it's not even. Yeah, it's the lowest even outside of the. Yeah, I was not enjoying it from what I remember.
All right, then last but not least, The Boy and the Heron.
It's the only one I haven't seen yet.
Really?
On my to watch. Yeah, it's on my to watch.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this before stream.
Yeah.
Could be, I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I would give it an A. It is almost an S for me. The ending where they say what everything means and everything represents and who that person was and what this was totally took it down a notch for me. I'm like, oh, like I would have loved this movie had they not done that. But when you do that, suddenly there's a lot of things where you go, wait, so why was this person doing that? Well, I felt that could have more development. Well, I feel like this character wasn't fleshed out enough. Well, this idea could have really been tackled. But when it was going more abstract, you could interpret things different ways. And I was liking, well, they're hinting at this and hinting at, but when they reveal it, that takes it down a notch. It's still very, very good, very impressive. I think there are a lot of interesting emotions being explored in this kid's journey, and what, even when they kind of explain everything, there's still a few things that could be interpreted a couple different ways. So I did appreciate that. But yeah, it would have been S tier. I just wish they didn't literally spell out everything at the end. That took it down a notch for me.
I agree that it's an A. I agree that it's an A. I don't think it's quite to the level of an S, but it was very good. It did make me laugh in a way it wasn't supposed to, about how much it seemed like, man, Hayao Miyazaki was working through some things when he was making this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff about fathers and sons and passing on legacies, and I was like, Jesus Christ, imagine being Goro watching this.
They filmed it.
They could have just gone to therapy. But I'm glad
This
they
is
did
their
it because the
therapy.
movie's great.
That's not the Japanese way.
There's so much to unpack given that like extra outside context. But it is still a very good movie and I enjoyed it. It's again gorgeous. So
What good is therapy when you can publicly shame somebody?
there's so much
Or
to
you can take
unpack.
these nightmares you're having and just put lines on them, and it's a movie.
Shaming from your ancestors is the Japanese way.
Yeah. There's just a lot to unpack about legacy and passing on your legacy, and it's like, oh boy, okay. There's a documentary. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for shits and giggles, since we mentioned Mary and the Witch's Flower and how that's like a better Miyazaki film than
Earwig.
Earwig, I would put that probably somewhere like a high B, low A. I thought that was an adorable movie.
Amazing.
Well, now that we have this list here, I guess we can say the Castle of... I can never say it. To live in the third movie. Now looking back where everything is, I forget if I said A or B, but I'd say B. If I said B, that's where I'd still stick.
Yeah.
I would say B, even though it was the first. I think for me, like as a Lupin the Third fan, I love Castle of Cagliostro. I think it's a fun movie. It does, in a weird way, feel it's a weird amalgamation of like it's too Miyazaki to be Lupin the Third, but
I get
sometimes
that.
it's a little too Lupin the Third to be Miyazaki. So it's a weird in between, but like it's a fun movie.
Yeah. All right, we have some bit messages to go through here before we do our wrap up. JL, thank you for the 300 bits. Malcolm never saw Whispers of the Heart. I'm shocked. You have to do that, and The Cat Returns.
Well, you see The Cat Returns.
Yeah. Like a friend of mine really wanted me to watch The Cat Returns, and they were telling me about a previous, Miyazaki film that I should watch.
That's
in
the better
retrospect.
movie.
Yeah.
Cat
The
Returns is
Whispers.
also good, but
Yeah. So it is on my list. It's on my list.
Treg, thank you for the 300 bits. Doug, aside from Baby's Day Out, is there another example of the Mandela effect that you've experienced? For me, it was realizing Little Richard died in 2020 instead of 2004, and also realizing Jim Abrams' last name was Abrahams, I guess, and not Abrams.
I always thought it was Abrams. It's not?
It's
I thought
not
it was just spelled
spelled.
Abraham.
It's not spelled. Yeah, it's spelled like Abraham, but they say Abrams, right?
Abrams.
I always heard Abrams, yeah. But oh man, that's what they're talking about, how it's spelled, yeah. I'm watching a movie for Disney December now called Max Keeble's Big Move. I always thought it was Max Keeble's Big Movie. So when I actually put it on, I'm like, oh, I got this title wrong the whole time. I didn't know that.
Treg, thank you for the 300 bits. Which director is a bigger influence and why? Stanley Kubrick or Terry Gilliam?
I like Kubrick more, and I probably say in terms of like developing emotions and how I see certain things. Probably Kubrick, but in terms of like a visual style and sometimes how I see the world and just things jumping out, stuff I draw and everything, and just the crazy weird ideas that are always ping pong in my head. It'll probably Gilliam. If that, hopefully that answers that.
On a Joker, thank you for that 18-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. Rob, who do you think gives the worst performance in the English dub of The Cat Returns?
Oh, Andy Richter, because it's completely miscast.
But he's trying his best. He's not doing anything wrong. It's just literally the casting.
Okay, well, whatever it is, I think I don't like his voice in that. I love Andy Richter, don't get me wrong. I really do like him. It's probably the only thing I don't like that I've seen him in, so yeah.
JL, thank you for the 300 bits. The Cat Returns at least is a B+. Well, it is in B, so.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Yeah.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits and The Cat Returns. What do you guys think of the Crow? In the little screen time he has, I think he's a charming character.
Yeah, and that's maybe the best imagery in the movie is with all the crows. That's just an unbelievable finale.
JL, thank you for the 300 bits. Why isn't the Studio Ghibli films on Disney Plus? Probably because Disney does not distribute them anymore. They don't have the rights.
They
to
had
it
it for a while, and I think they let it slip or decided not to renew. Whatever the case,
I think they're on Max now, right?
They're all on HBO Max.
They inherited it through Pixar, I think. I think when Pixar split with Disney for a while, they signed the deal with that, and then when Pixar came back to Disney kind of inherited that deal. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know, yeah. Majestic Demon, thank you for the 300 bits. I know I'm in the very quiet minority about this. I would give Wind Rises a C. I found it pretty boring, and I wish it would have shown more of the main character's reaction to him living his dream while also essentially contributing to fascism.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people agree with you. I've heard that a lot, both of those, that it's kind of long and boring, and yeah, definitely the second part of that argument, certainly.
Oh, yeah, and just to be clear, because I see some people being like, Netflix has them all for me. It's definitely dependent on your region. In America, it's all HBO Max, but I believe in, Canada and other places, it's Netflix. JL, thank you for the 300 bits. Max Keeble's big move was great.
I'm only a third, and actually I'm really liking it. A lot more than I thought I would.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 300 bits. And Max Keeble, what do you think of Larry Miller?
Oh, he's great in everything. I mean, he's in so many bad movies, but he's always great. Yeah, he's always a great foil, and yeah, I love him. He's great in it.
Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. I just want to say, can we at least put Spirited Away towards the top of S here? Would we all agree with that or no?
I'm not going to argue that.
Okay. Well, because here's the thing. I know we're going to post this online or people are going to be like, Grave of the Fireflies is the best. Are you guys crazy? It's listen.
Even then, is that crazy a thing to say of something?
Right.
I mean, that's not that insane. Now we're saying Porco Rosso's the best or something.
Right. That's true. That's true. I just wanted to do a little bit of smooshing around for when we post this on the internet for people to just calm down. You know what I mean? But yes, thank you everyone so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. Let me remind you that the only reason that we are doing this today is that we reached our sub goal. Today was the last day to reach our July one, and it doesn't look like we hit it. But we will have another sub goal for August, so stick around, and hopefully we'll make that one our wow, my brain just went dead for a second there. I'm so sorry. Our goals are generally tier lists like this or quizzes. We have done a couple of really fun quizzes before. So yeah, just keep an eye on those. Exclamation point goal will bring you to them. In fact, I may even just tie this month's goal over to August, because this month's goal was a commercials quiz, a quiz on all the commercials for the commercial special, which I think would be really fun.
Interesting. Oh, God. Yeah, a lot of people like the commercial specials.
They do. A lot of people like them. So
there are times where we get commercials recommended. It's like, that's a great idea. And then like halfway through, I start writing. I'm like, oh, we did this one. I remember this joke.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So maybe we'll have that same one for August, and we'll get through it. We'll get to it, all right? It's been a while since we've done a quiz, and the quizzes are fun. They take me a little while to make, but they're a lot of fun. Especially because we do get to play them with y'all, in case you don't remember that aspect of it, So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all. We really appreciate you. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Remember, we do have content Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here, so come on back every day of the week for Doug, Malcolm, and all kinds of fun entertainment here, all right? Come join us. We hope to see you later. Have a good evening. JL, thank you for the 300 bits. Bye!
Bye.